everyone, it's your girl New Nazaru, and first of all, thank you so much for clicking on my channel, and please don't forget to subscribe. So I had these on for 16 days. The only nail that I didn't have on for 16 days, it was more like 12 days, which is the pinky. I did take the pinky off. Y'all seen it in my prior video because it was hurting. I hit it against the door. I didn't have no lifting or anything. It just was hurting. So I decided to take it off and just redo that pinky. But the rest of the nails was on for 16 days. Someone asked me, would I do my books again during my videos? So I would be reading my book Landa. This is not suitable for young children, so the kiddies cannot listen to this story time. It is an adult book. It is a third of a 3-book series. The first book is called Jane Doe. Second one is called The Journal of Amy Jones. And the third book is called Landa. I was going to start it from where I left off, but I must have sold all of my copies, so I got to do another thing of ordering books. So enjoy the video, and I will talk to you in the next one. So the book I'm going to start with today for this video is called Landa. I was going to continue the book that I started with my first video, and I guess I sold them all because I don't have any copies of that book inside my home right now, so I got to do a new order. But this book right here is called Landa. Some of you guys was having a hard time finding this book, but it is on Amazon, and I did tell you guys that it's a part of the Jane Doe series. It is the last book, which is the third book to the Jane Doe series. The Jane Doe series is Jane Doe. Jane Doe, The Journal of Amy Jones, and Landa. So Landa is the book that I'm gonna be reading. I think this book sells on Amazon for $10. I'm not too sure, but I think it is. I think it's $10 on Amazon. And if you would like your own copy, yes, support me. Go on Amazon, order the book. Or if you want a signed autograph of the book, you can order through me, and I would get the signed autograph copy of the book. So this although I never make my videos only for adults, and the reason why I don't do that is because the fact that my granddaughters be watching me do my nails, and they are like 3, wait, hold up, one is 2, soon to be 2, 3, and 5 or 6. I'm not even gonna lie, I don't really be remembering my grandkids ages, but I know the youngest one is going on 2. So they be practicing doing their nails as well. So I think it's so cute. So I didn't make my videos age appropriate, but when I am reading my books, they are age appropriate. These videos are not suitable for children. This is an adult book. I repeat, this is an adult book. The whole Jane Doe series is an adult collection, and so is My Unforgivable Sin. So if I'm reading my books, I suggest you not to let your children watch or mute it while I'm talking. So again, this book is called Landa, and I will stick a picture of the book so you guys can see it. Okay, so from the start, okay, Landa. I spent a lot of time masturbating. Yes, I'm a woman that loves my body so much that I can't stand not to touch it. If you were around me, I guarantee you that you would want to touch me too. Not being conceited, just being honest. After reading my story, I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of you out there that will be very judgmental of me. Let's face it, that won't be surprising. Most of my time is spent thinking about what I've done and what could I've done differently. First of all, I am not making any excuses for the outcome of my life and why I'm sitting on death row. I just feel that I shouldn't be the only one here. I get a lot of sex while I'm sitting in this hole. While being locked up in here, I feel like I get more dick now than I did while I was out. That doesn't stop me from masturbating though. I'm bitter though. I feel like Neil should be in here as well. If he would have been giving me the dick on the regular, I wouldn't have to have gone elsewhere. Also, I feel like we live in a fucked up world. How could they say that no one has the right to take someone's life, but they're about to take mine? Isn't that murder too? These guards in here are so good to me. That's why I don't mind being in a cell by myself. They snuck me in a cell phone. The only one I can talk to is Ariana, and she knows not to say anything. I don't eat jail food either. The guards bring me what I want also. So other than my ass about to be fried, I'm good. I just wish there was someone who could make Neil pay for my ass being in here. I'm pretty sure I can convince one of these guards or a few of these guards to take care of him for me. Each one of them talk about how good my pussy was. As a matter of fact, I'm about to get some dick now. The guard right here, his name is Travis. Travis could last a long time. He was not a fuck thing. He loves to make love. He's been married for about 5 years now, and he claims to love his wife to death, but he's my main one in here. What I mean by that? Well, there wasn't a day that went by without his dick being inside of my pussy. He's here now, so I'll be back. Here's a little summary of how I got here. When we're done fucking, I'll be back. Hey everyone, it's wonderful and amazing to see that you are all still around. It had been a long time since anyone had mentioned my family and what we've been doing now. For a long time, no one, not even myself, wanted to admit being kin to those folks. But family was family. There wasn't anyone in this world that had a perfect family. After all, none of us was born perfect. And if you thought that you were, I'm sorry to inform you, sweetie, that you were not the one that you were the only one who believed that shit. Well, anyway, my name is Talanda. Everyone in my family called me Londa. I'm sorry, I'm messing up my own book, y'all. Well, anyway, my name is Talanda. Everyone in my family called me Landa. I have a large family on my dad's side, which I was super close to. But lately, I've been trying to get to know my mother's side. My mother didn't tell anyone that she had me. She just allowed my dad to raise me. That being said, my mother had always been around. Compared to my late aunt, Tiffany Renee Jones, my family on my dad's side was peaches and cream. My mother and father never dated. Actually, my dad was married, or should I say separated. Whatever the case was, he was married, and married meant just that. Once his wife found out about me, she divorced my dad. You would have thought that Angel and Chris would have hooked up being I was here. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Chris was my dad's name. Actually, his full name was Christopher Brown. And no, he is not the singer. I was a secret. I spent most of my time with my dad's side of the family. As far as my cousin Amy, that chick was off the hook. My mother told me that she was disappointed on the way she carried herself. My mother didn't have an issue with her being bisexual. I mean, her preference on not really knowing what she wanted, dick or pussy, was nobody's business but her own. It was the fact that she was fucking her own daughter's dick, and not to mention that he was possibly her half brother. Well, I'm going to try to catch you up with everything. As I begin to catch you up on my family's life stories, please keep in mind that this was not suitable for kiddies. So just to remind you, this wasn't a family book. For your children, please pick up a cartoon picture book, or if a little older, a crossword puzzle, but definitely not this. Y'all wanted to know about my family? So here goes. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to skip the dedications I did in this book. Okay, introduction. Where do I begin? Do I begin by telling you how my mother, along with her best friend Tiffany Renee Jones, prostituted themselves at a very young age? Or should I begin by talking about how my cousin Amy Kelly Jones, following their footsteps, but never consider her actions to be that of the same? The scariest and most troublesome thought would be for Ariana to follow suit. I guess you could say that my father raising me to be the woman that I turned out to be was nothing short of a blessing. Anyway, the main purpose for my visit with my mother's family was to possibly mentor Ariana's siblings, especially now with all the legal issues the family was dealing with. So here we go. Woo-sa. Chapter 1. Meeting Craig for the first time. Hello everyone, my name is Landa, and I know that you're probably wondering who the fuck was she. Well, you may know my mother. Her name was Angel. Although not that many people knew about me, my mother had always been active in my life. Angel and my father agreed to let him have custody of me so I wouldn't be subject to all of the drama that she was around on the daily. Hearing all of the stories that surrounded my family, I was grateful that she had made that decision. There wasn't too much to tell about me other than that I was raised by my father but spent the weekends with my mother. I met my husband while I was attending college. Back then, he was just a lot of fun. Not to say that he wasn't there now, but once he became an officer of the law, his fun turned into a different kind of fun. We used to party every weekend. I admit we were still in college, but we're not that old. Now, the only partying that we did now was with his fellow police officers. I was a smoker and a drinker, but now since Neil became a cop, he didn't smoke anymore. Damn, he barely drank. I still had a lot of partying left in me. I didn't let my husband's profession change me. I just had to respect it enough for my husband not to smoke around me. Honestly, I just made him think that I let the weed go. I just wish that one day it would be legal and then I wouldn't have to hide it from him anymore. A good marriage dealt with honesty and trust, so it didn't bother me that I had to hide that part of my life from him. But that was understandable. Anyway, I know what you're thinking. How the hell did I try to belittle or judge Amy Kelly for the way her life turned out when I had secrets of my own that I hid from my husband. Well, at least my secrets didn't have anything to do with me being with my child's man or my possible stepbrother. My indiscretion was minor compared to hers. Yes, I had tried other drugs without my husband's knowledge of it, but again, nothing like Amy Kelly's situation. I know that you were not going to let me pass through that without elaborating on it. I was a typical college student, meaning I partied a lot. I wasn't the only one. As long as I made honor roll, it was cool. I used a little cocaine. I took a little e-pills, but that was college life. There was a lot of people doing the same thing. When I say a lot of people, Neil was one of them. Actually, that's where I met him at, was one of the college parties. I'm not proud to say all of the things that I experienced with, but all the same, I did graduate with honors. I digress. This wasn't about me. This was about my family as a whole. Although I loved sex, my family used it in a way that was unspeakable. My cousin Ariana and I were very close. I think she was the only one out of all of them that wasn't deranged. I swear, with everything that she had been through, you would have thought that she would have had a very disturbing outlook on life, but she didn't. She was an awesome mom to her son Philip, aka PJ. I must admit though, being around Ariana sometimes made me miss the single days. Her only obligation was to her son, PJ. Ariana could fuck anyone she wanted to. I had mixed emotions about that. Sometimes I couldn't imagine my life without Neil. But then there was times when I wished that we were open to see whomever we wanted to. These feelings that I felt was only there when I was around Ariana. When we went out and men came up to us, my response was always the same. Thanks, I'm flattered, but I'm married. Ariana, she was free to see whomever she wanted, whenever she wanted to. Neil and my relationship was wonderful. I did enjoy being an officer's wife, but sometimes it did get boring. I mean, the fun that we used to experience, of course, we couldn't experience anymore. A lot of it was illegal. Just once, I would have loved to have someone that was on my level pick me up at a club, smoke some weed with me and freak the shit out of me. Give me the business. When we was younger and attended parties, afterwards, Neil would turn into someone that I didn't know. Those were the best sex days of our lives. Don't mistake what I was trying to say though. Neil was a freak. It's just that when we would get high, he would do things that he never done before. The weed would intensify his sex drive. That was what made me decide that he was the one for me. I loved my husband, and I know that it seemed as if I was trying to convince myself of it. But honestly, I really did love him. My only complaint was some of the fun that we used to do, we didn't do anymore. And because of his job, we wouldn't be able to do those things anymore. Just once though, I really would have liked to connect with someone else on that level that Neil and I used to be on. But of course, without Neil finding out. I didn't want to lose my husband, but I felt like I didn't connect in that way with someone. If I didn't connect in that way with someone, our love together was going to fall apart. Nell was an awesome provider and an awesome friend, but that was why our marriage worked out for the most part. But there were other things that we needed to make a marriage work. The old folks would say, don't start anything in the beginning of a relationship that you would normally not do. I never understood that until now. Just like a woman who would make sure that the house was clean and dinner was done every night, But once she was able to get that ring on her finger, she neglects to do anything but sit on her ass. Neil loved Ariana and he was cool with us hanging out. The only thing he didn't know, I wanted more than to be there for her support, but for me to experience that life again. I wanted to experience her single life, even if it was just for one night. I came to this town to try to be there for my family, but all honesty, in all honesty, other than what Amy had done, I didn't see anything other than normal family issues. Because of Tiffany Renee Jones, there was financial wealth. Financially speaking, they were better off than I was. As far as Ariana's sex life, looking in from the outside, she didn't have one. Seems to me that she was only focused on her siblings and her son. She was taking very good care of her son and her brothers, so nothing else should matter. Everything that I was hearing about my family from what I was seeing was fabricated. I know the drama that Amy had caused within her family was beyond crazy, but the things that I was hearing from Ariana was untrue. So there I was at the club with Ariana, hoping that I didn't run into any of Neil's friends or co-workers. I was in such a deep thought when this nice looking 6'2", dark-skinned, muscular man walked up to me and asked me to dance. Now, at first, I really thought that he was talking to Ariana. A little bit of me was hoping that he was, oh my goodness. This is why I should have had my glasses. A little bit of me was hoping that he was trying to, it was me that he was trying to dance with. But deep inside of me, I was happy that I was the one that he approached. Ariana's eyes widened up when I accepted his offer. This was the first time I have ever danced with anyone other than my husband. It felt great, but so wrong all at the same time. Maybe I should have said thanks, but no thanks. Maybe I should have waited for a fast song to come on instead of dancing to that slow song. Our bodies was connecting. I could feel his excitement through his pants. At that very moment, I ended the dance. I thanked him for the dance and walked back to the table. Ariana could tell how uncomfortable I was. She asked, "Was everything okay?" I didn't want to tell her that although I love my husband very much, I envied her life. How amazing would it have felt to be able to be with whomever I wanted to be with when I wanted to be with them. That innocent dance had me feeling so guilty. Back at the house, I found myself being extra clingy towards Neil, wanting to hug and kiss him all of the time. Anyone looking in would have thought that I did have an affair. I didn't want to feel that way, so I figured I would do something to put the excitement back in our relationship. I asked him, could we go out dancing? Neil responded by saying that he was beat from his long shift. I understood, so I laid down beside him on the porch. After 15 minutes later, he got a phone call from one of his co-workers asking him if he could join them that night for a movie. I didn't get up because I knew that he was exhausted from his day. To my surprise, he jumped up and said that we would love to join him. I looked at him with disgust, not believing that this was happening right in front of me. How could he tell me no, but in the same breath tell someone else yes? I didn't snap or freak out on him. I just went right along with it. So, you guys, I'm going to stop right here. I am going to read the book to you guys. I am going to put a bookmarker in because looking at my video, I am at the end of this video. So, if y'all like the book so far, I know that it didn't even really get to the good stuff of the book yet. But, however, if it sounds like it got you hooked and you do want to know what happened, please stay tuned to the next video because I'm definitely going to continue with this book, Landa, and I'm going to continue every video until I finish reading this book. And it's a short story, so probably by the next video, I should be finished. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, it don't cost a dime. Subscribe. And you guys, I love you, and I will see you guys in my next video.